So, this old Adobe house behind me here was built in 1907, and they just dug the soil here out of the backyard and molded it into the shape of a house and put a roof on it. So I've been working on it and replastering it probably for about 10 years now. And I've been digging down about 2 feet, 3 feet to get to the Adobe clay here in the backyard, and then refilling it with sawdust and wood chips and manure and other things. I'm going to probably put about 20 fruit trees out here sometime in the next, maybe next spring. So, but I've got little potholes that have been dug all over the place and then backfilled with good soil. So it's been slowly improving. But I put on a different pump on the heat system yesterday. Um, it's it's a little tiny DC pump. As you can see, it's plugged into my batteries, and it moves about 2 gallons of water a minute. And the other one that I had on here was moving about 5 gallons of water a minute. And so I wanted to slow it down a little bit while it went through the heat exchange here on the stove. So I've got PEX piping in the floor, and I'm pumping hot water around the flue and heating it up. And I'm running about 80 degrees. Took me about 3 days to be hovering about 68 to 70 degrees. I bumped between 68 and 75 actually. This morning I opened up the upstairs. I replastered all of these with Adobe and put new insulation up here and new windows a couple years ago. And so yeah, we've got 14-inch Adobe walls. And it's a little chilly up here, but it's not uncomfortable. So the heat's coming up here. It's been coming up the stairs here for about 4 hours. So by the end of the day, it should be really nice. And yeah, so I'm just testing it. I'm at least able to continue to do some work this winter on the house here. I've got new plumbing and new electrical all throughout the whole place, and new sewer lines through the whole place, and new floor, concrete floors all the way through. So next, now that it's warm, is I get to put some ceramic tile. Basically, I'm going to cover my ceramic tile in my bathroom. And that's what I'm going to do this winter. And maybe ceramic tile my kitchen. But I'll give you a post up on the stove in a couple, 3 or 4 days, maybe next week, after I find out how well it heats the upstairs. I've got about 1,200 square feet here. And so this little wood stove, we haven't had gas turned on in here probably since 2006. I have the water turned off in 2006, so it's been sitting empty while I've been working on it. We have the electricity turned on, so I have lights. But yeah, so just every summer I come back and work 3 months or so on it, or 4 months, and then it gets too cold and I can't do anything, and I stop and go do something else. So that's a bit of an update. Oh, I did want to show you this. Everything's running on a hot water system, and this is my this is going to be an on-demand hot water heater, and it should raise the temperature about 40-50 degrees, and then it just cycles through the floor, pretty much doing the same thing that the heat exchange on the stove is doing. So although I've been told by many experts that they would actually just use a 40-gallon water tank and cycle it through at 120 degrees temperature. But what I have found is my bathroom outside of the stove room over here is the warmest room in the house. And I'm really kind of happy about that. That was an accidental little thing, but I ended up with a little extra PEX going through there on a very small space, and it heats it up really nice. So, yeah, I will post back with you. I'm going to go into town and do some recording and work in the studio a little bit, and check back with you next week. So, bye-bye.